The doors to Parkland's most infamous building getting unlocked.
It's exactly as it was the day of the shooting, minus the victims.
For a delegation from Capitol Hill. An MSD survivor starting a project.
And it was really cool to just see people come together.
To pull Americans toward the polls. Bracing for a possible record.
The skies will be extremely busy this Thanksgiving.
Ahead of Thanksgiving weekend. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Good morning, South Florida. I'm Julian Davis.
And I'm Parsa Sajjouti. Today is Tuesday, November 21st, 2023.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Tragedy tour as a group from Congress gets one last look at the scene of the Marjory Stoneman Douglas school shooting. The congressional leaders were in Parkland getting a first-hand look at the horrors of the 2018 school shooting.
The bipartisan group walked all 3 floors of the 2100 building yesterday. This is the second congressional delegation to visit the building. Florida's Jared Moskowitz was there both times.
The building is literally a time capsule. It's exactly as it was the day of the shooting, minus the victims. Every backpack that was there, every shoe that fell off, the homework that was on the desk, what was on the dry erase board that day, it's exactly as it was, and it's unique because they wanted to keep it that way for the trials.
The building is scheduled for demolition at the end of this school year.
From the tragedy of the Parkland shooting comes several nonprofit organizations. Caplin News reporter Alexandra Howard was recently in Washington, D.C. for an event thrown by the My Vote Project, which was co-founded by MSD survivor Sarah Kaufman.
Florida International University students who are interning for the semester in Washington, D.C. joined a conversation with young adults from local universities in the area up north to understand the importance of civic participation in local and national elections.
This event was from the My Vote Project, which is a nonpartisan organization that provides simplified resources for voters to better understand candidates and policies on their ballot. Executive Director and co-founder of the My Vote Project, Gita Stolberg, helped lead the event and explain why she wanted the young crowd to discuss Florida Senate Bill 266 that limits diversity, equity, and inclusion in higher education.
Right now we're focusing on Florida laws for this conversation, obviously because we're at FIU. But we are in communities, throughout the United States, and we try to focus locally because really politics is local, right? Everything starts locally. So if we can have people talk about the things that affect their daily lives, then we can start to show how it's connected to the more national issues.
The audience was originally divided in half to debate, one side for the bill and the other against. But the students' passion for inclusivity and politics transformed it into a safe space to express their opinions on how they see legislation impacting society. Bella Urbina, who is an FIU student and friend of the My Vote Project's co-founder, Sarah Kaufman, explained how proud she was to see the event she helped create bring so many people together.
The favorite part about the event was just hearing everyone's point of view. Like I said, FIU is a Hispanic serving institution. We all come from different places and backgrounds. We had someone from Marco Rubio's staff come here. We had interns from my think tank that I work at. And it was really cool to just see people come together and have a really cooperative community conversation on how we can bring the community together and make change.
The My Vote Project plans to form more of these events to help voters become more prepared for the 2024 presidential election. Reporting at Florida International University in Miami, I'm Alexandra Howard.
Back to the polls in Miami Beach today to settle the race for mayor. The two candidates in the runoff are the top two finishers from November 7th, Michael Gongora and Stephen Miner. There's a runoff because none of the mayoral candidates secured 50% of the vote. The Miami Herald is endorsing neither candidate after writing editorials accusing both of professional misconduct.
Give Miami Day crunches numbers. Last week on Thursday, your neighbors raised millions for South Florida charities. Caplin News reporter Daniela Dolce was on the hand for the Give Miami Day events.
The Miami Foundation is hosting an event called Give Miami Day, where thousands of nonprofit organizations come together to raise awareness for a great cause.
About how many people get involved and give back. I'm hoping that we'll see 100,000 donations and people volunteering their time and their money, finding a cause they care about. I hope we'll see tens of millions of dollars come in. But the more important thing is that everybody in Miami gets involved and gives back.
That we have more than 1,000 organizations raising funds. So when you add up the organizations and each of the staff members of these organizations, we're already talking about thousands of leaders showing up for Give Miami Day. But then you add the layer of donors. And last year we had more than 50,000 donors on Give Miami Day, and this year we're aiming to go higher.
We are here to remind people that you're not defined by one experience, but rather the way you manage it. And so what we do is we provide mental health services, childcare, empowerment support groups, and really we're just an extended family to people that have gone through a tough journey or a tough experience in their life.
Last year, Give Miami Day raised about $32 million, and today they have raised over $17 million so far, and much more to come. Live from Miami-Dade College, for Caplin News, I'm Daniela Tolki.
This Thanksgiving holiday, travel is expected to be the busiest in years. According to AAA, more than 2.5 million Americans will fly this week, and long lines could be met with the shortage of staff. To help combat the hurdle, the FAA is teaming up with colleges that offer specialized fields in aviation.
This will allow successful graduates to move quickly directly into on-the-job training at facilities.
The FAA and TSA will temporarily expand flight routes in zones reserved for the military to allow for unexpected delays this holiday week. If your flight does get delayed, you have the right as a passenger to a full cash refund if you wish not to rebook.
Here's a consumer alert you may want to let everyone know about. A reported listeria outbreak is within several states and in some fruits. The company HMC Farms has recalled peaches, plums, nectarines that were sold between May 1st and November 15th of 2023 and 2022. If you have any of those fruits, throw them out and clean both containers and surfaces the fruits may have been placed on.
This month is Manatee Awareness Month, and advocates mentioned that the famed sea cows need stronger protection. According to some wildlife experts, they are on the brink of extinction. Currently, there is a shortage of seagrass, which has led to starvation for manatees in the last few years. Experts also estimate that only around 3,000 manatees are left. The government is deciding whether to bring back their endangered status. Same arena, same opponent, but Heat fans were hoping for different results.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
Buenos días, Shakira. Buenos días. ¿Estás tranquila?
Shakira's lawyers say hello to a deal that could keep their client out of jail. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter. Your feelings matter. Your identity matters. Everything about who you are matters.
See us fight back. See us rebuild. See us shatter stereotypes. See us inspire. See us united. See us now.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
No jail time now, a possibility after attorneys for Shakira play Let's Make a Deal. The famous pop star Shakira is in Spain due to a highly publicized tax evasion trial. She and her hips may have found a loophole in order to avoid the trial entirely.
As CNN's journalist Al Goodman reports, Shakira had made a last-minute deal that took place right before the legal proceedings were about to start.
The compliance agreement was read out loud in the Barcelona courtroom by the presiding judge, and all the parties there, including the prosecutor and Shakira, said out loud that they accepted it. The agreement says that she paid $15 million and interest in back taxes that were due for the years 2012, 2013, and 2014. In addition, she will pay another $7.9 million as a fine that was listed as half of the amount that was defrauded. That's the word that was used in the agreement, defrauded. Prosecutors had asked for 8 years in prison for Shakira if she had been convicted on all of the counts at the trial. Instead, the agreement says it's a 3-year sentence and she can avoid jail if she pays an additional fine of $470,000. All of that was over in just 10 minutes in Barcelona, instead of a 4-week trial that would have had more than 100 witnesses. Shakira issued a statement after the agreement was reached, saying that she had been ready for the trial to defend her innocence, but she said she had to make a choice between the impact that would have on her children, on her songs and her albums and her tours, her career, or whether she said this would be the time to close this chapter and move ahead. It was just a few nights ago that Shakira was on stage performing and also winning some awards at the Latin Grammys, which were held in Spain's southern city of Seville. But in the Barcelona courtroom on Monday, it was a very different kind of audience that she faced. Al Goodman, CNN, Madrid.
The Miami Heat claim redemption on the Chicago Bulls in the Windy City. After blowing a 21st-point lead on Saturday, the Heat more than made up with it in a dominant win in Chicago. Bam Adebayo led Miami with 23 points and 11 rebounds. The final in this one, Heat 118, Bulls 100. Miami heads to Cleveland to play the Cavs tomorrow. The Panthers also played last night hosting the Edmonton Oilers. Florida trailed in the game twice but managed to battle back to win 5-3. Up next for the second place Panthers is a game tomorrow night against the first place Boston Bruins on the road. You're watching Newsbreak and we're coming right back.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking, let's go. You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I help our fellows design their paths as creative entrepreneurs. My experiences serving startups, creative businesses, and cultural organizations, and my journey as a queer mixed immigrant with Haitian and Arabic roots, inform the co-creative environment we foster at Radcliffe. We leverage our collective diversity to encourage the building of lifelong personal learning networks and mindsets that stimulate continuous innovation.
And that's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Parsa K. Sajadi.
And I'm Julian Davis. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.